Royalties of peace still in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking onto perfect peace. How are we all doing this beautiful Wednesday? Yes, it is my Wednesday, my water day. It is my Wednesday, my water day. I hope it is your Wednesday too. I claim it to be mine. It is my water day, day of refreshing, the day of refreshing. It is very important for us to identify the day, ours. It is my day and your day. You waking up this Wednesday with a smile, and I waking up with a song. May seem that we are having a different kind of a Wednesday, but the same Wednesday, my Wednesday, your Wednesday, should be resonating with peace of mind, such that if you're feeling short of knowledge, you must be able to awaken from the dream and receive your Wednesday of expected. Your Wednesday should never be of a dream, but of reality. Peace still in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace. Today is April 17th of 2024. April 17th of 2024. I had the opportunity to go out there and visited the squares, honoring the soldiers who have gone ahead of us. Talking about peace of mind, perfect peace. We are still battling of the mind. When we see pictures of soldiers, what does it resonate of the mind? The battlefield of the mind. We needed not a complicated to express to us the simple battlefield, which is of the mind, the pondering state of the mind, the brainstorming to reality, perfect peace. Brainstorming is to enable a great idea. When we brainstorm, we seek for solution and not a jeopardy. The storm is a journey and not a tragedy. There should be no bruising, but rather rejoicing of work well done, not regrets of warring each other, but rather of work well done brainstorming to the solution. Waking up from our weaknesses, our awareness of our weaknesses, of how much some of us have suffered in the hands of others. When we hear the soldiers going for a war, it is because of us. The things they do is for us. Should resonate of the mind, what we expect is the carrying of the guns and awareness of the I state of our minds, needing not conflicting, not colliding, but rather seeking to reverse. Ice sublimes, water evaporates, such that if it's only of a thought, you should be seeking recovery. You will not throw your mind away. You cannot take your mind out of your head and throw it away. You can only reverse it to goodwill. Such is each other, which is why we have education, we have schools. Today, I want to talk a little bit about Ramadan. We understand Ramadan just completed, just got finished, just uh, last week, last week or so. It started March 12th and ended April 9th. Today is the 17th. Understanding Islam. Islam has always been held in record of being hostile, of religion with hostility, with great hostility, and always been pointed with hostility. What is that picture to us? A battlefield of the mind. We needed not some of our brothers to become of such expression before us. Like stage clowns is what it is. A clown is one who is doing what they're supposed to do. Clowning meaning opposite of your expected state. And what takes them to be of that opposite of the unexpected state is how we travel the road. When you look at your face in the mirror and it's upside down, you want to turn the mirror around and not throw the mirror away because you need the mirror to always look at your face to ensure your face is upright. It's time for us to really reconcile with each other for the sake of the young generation. We are not just people. We are not just people with different religions. We are not just people with cultures. We are not just people with professions. We are humanity. It is very important to awaken in the morning and first align with humanity. The only race, humanity, before you even see yourself being black, white, tan, or whatever race you think exists. You will not be surprised to have so many races arising with all the conflicts we are having with racism. There could be new forms of racism by making new races, which is why we have to be very, very careful understanding our origin, humanity, the one and only race, which means perfect peace, universal. I want us to understand the Islam religion carefully of how, no matter how aggressive we may think they are, they have this mindset of peace. They try to hold on to peace. It's very important to always know the remedy of each other's diagnosis. One who is not complying to wellness is one that needs to be encouraged to comply to wellness. Because you take your medication does not mean that you are seeking healing. It is either you're overtaking your medication or you're undertaking your medication. You must take it of expected. If they say 21 days for your medication, take 21 days medication. Sitting and meditating does not mean you're meditating. If you're meditating to hurt someone, you are not meditating. Your meditation should be about peace, such that when you are in a place of peace and you step out, the first thing you see is pain. It stabs you so hard that before you even realize it, you're out of your own peace, off your own peace. Sometimes we begin to wonder who is really in the place of peace in this life. Who is really in the place of peace in this life? When you're seeking for peace, how do you seek for peace? You seek for peace ensuring that you know that there's someone out there who could get back at you. You cannot have perfect peace in this life. It's only a journey until you reach the completion of this journey before you can experience perfect peace. But we are experiencing peace stealing the storm back to peace that has no storm, which is very worthy. How we apply our religions are very, very important. Understanding what faith is, the faith to have perfect peace one day. Going through most the Islam religion, understanding it of being one attacked, of being so hostile, knowing that they have a religion that proclaims peace, I was trying to understand what is it they're missing of medication. That's how it is. When you see someone not outstanding of their mind, you want to find out if it's your patient. You want to know what medication they're taking and what they're not taking and what they are taking more than and how they have to take it. Is it the one you're taking in the morning, the one in the morning, or the one in the night, the one in the night? I went through the Islam beliefs, and the little that I could grab for now is very, very worth it. Basics are very important. I always try to say it is important to know what water is like of the drop. You need not go to the ocean, right? The little you can grasp is very, very important to know what water is like, what Islam is like, even of just the five pillars. You can explain what Islam is before the diagnosis of the Muslims. It's very important to know who they are before you call them by their diagnosis. We struggle today because we point people, we point fingers at people by their diagnosis instead of their name, and that raises war of the mind, even worse. If you're able to call someone by their real name, it is the first remedy that you give to them. And then, talking about the diagnosis, they begin to comply. They begin to comply with therapeutic communication of, oh, I'm significant. Oh, I'm acknowledged. Because you see one complicated does not mean all are complicated. That we know. But trying to tell the other to help the other get right with a complicated state, it's like we are the ones that need instead their help before even pointing out the one that has a problem. How we present ourselves is very important. Ramadan is the holiest month of the Muslims calendar. This month that just passed is their holiest month. That is the month where they are so holy, like they don't have war in them. Such that if they have war, you should be questioning yourself of, oh my goodness, what have we done or what are they missing? It's not only about them, it's about us. Are we trying to bring back their yesterday after their holy day? Or are we trying to call them the peace that they just enabled? They just had a new birth of themselves this Ramadan. How you address each other every new day should be a little bit of understanding. Are you coming out from the right side of the bed, or are you still in the other side of yesterday of complicated? Or are you continuing the good side of the bed of yesterday, or are you going into a complicated of the other side? We need to be able to resonate with each other of expected humanity. When you put humanity first, you're able to at least try to do something right. Even though you may not do it perfectly, but you will try because of the name humanity. There's a reason why we call ourselves humans. Ramadan, the holiest month of the Muslims, a brother who is seeking recovery. I understood that. I read from several articles. The two articles that I really gathered information from is Time of India and the Economic Times. It says that Ramadan is the holiest month of the Muslims. Is the ninth month. Like September is the first month of education, right? Starting the first, like beginning a new year of education, right? It's amazing how it resonates. It's the same thing going on. So, starting school, what do you expect? You're A, B, C. You don't just go like, oh my goodness, you should already be having the Z already. You start with A, B, C. So don't just say, oh, you're from your holy month. You should be the perfect being right now. They are coming into the world where there's a battlefield. Be careful how we approach each other. We should be very careful how we approach each other. It's very important. I'm talking to myself too. I'm just bringing it out for us all because it's not just about me, it's about us. We are humans, right? I'm a human, we are humans. From me to us, the drop of the water that we need at this time with our brothers, the Muslims coming out of their therapy should be of A, B, C, D. It's like a new birth, a new baby. You pamper, you're careful, right? Not to complicate their state. Knowing how we work with each other is really, really helpful. Especially with the kids, when you explain this to the children, they start building from childhood how to live with each other even better than we have. Is what we are looking for. A rising sun, not a setting sun. It says that it is a time of fasting, prayer, and act of kindness. They're training themselves. Going to school is one thing, and getting the career and starting work is another thing, right? Going to school seems like everything will be so easy when you get out get out to work. But when you get to work, it's like you have to start a new process of orientation and start practicing of self will, right? So they are trying to be of self will right now. We have to try to encourage them so that we enable this world to be of expected. We cannot do without each other. It's impossible. It's like the fingers of the hand. We can't do without each other. We need each other. When the pinky is hurting, ooh, it doesn't matter how great the others are. They have to be able to try to encourage the other to get back well. They have the holy book, the Quran. It is said it was sent down from heaven. Heaven is the mind, perfect peace. Quran is the peace stilling the storm, right? The peace stilling the storm, the seed planted, it should grow to perfect peace. The journey, the initial step, right? Understanding us very, very well is very important. How we relate with each other. They could have different explanations, but we all know the expected. They may be talking about it according to where they're coming from, their point of view. But the simplicity everybody must be able to grasp. It's always the same with Christianity, with all religions. Interestingly, it's what is showing up today of understanding. It all means the same. When you try to look at it via someone else's point of view of tragedy or complication, you begin to understand the Quran differently, of how they will explain it to you. You will be shocked. If a Christian explains the Quran to you here, you'll be like, what the hell of book is that? But when you understand it from perfect peace, our universal, it helps you to be able to heal each other, even heal even the Christians and heal others who heal our struggles. Sent down from heaven is peace of mind we walk with, peace stilling the storm, peace stilling the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace. Understanding this month being the month about the Quran, it's all about the mind, the eyes, reversing to the sublime nature of gracious, perfect. It's all about resonating with the mind, with the geisha state and not the I state, recalling to self the expected we need to advance to without impurities. The geisha's perfect, which is invisible. Siri, we have, it says that there are two important activities. Waking up in the morning, you have the Siri, the Siri. It is the early waking up in the morning before sunrise and eating whatever you like. But you should be thinking of, if this is about Quran, what the Quran will like. What will perfect peace want that has no impurities? The things that we need to work upon. While we're doing things, we are knowing the things that we are not supposed to be doing by the afflictions, by the remorse of the heart, of what does not really apply of the mind. That is the battlefield of the mind. What will it be like if your pet is strangled? What will it be like walking the earth over and over when the earth is your friend? You begin to realize the need to advance. Aging is integrity. We are not in the place where we belong. Complicated state must reverse to uncomplicated. And then we heard, and also there's also about the iftar, the breaking of fast in the evening. These are the two major activities of this fasting month of Ramadan. The eating early in the morning and the breaking of fast in the evening, emphasizing the need to keep the guts healthy while fasting. Is for the mind. You don't suffer if it's for the mind, you will not suffer the GI system. If you suffer the GI system, then it's not for the mind. The physical mind and the GI system are one. They must be able to recover from their complicated state back to the spiritual mind. It's amazing how it expresses this beautiful fasting is the drawing close to Allah. Some say God, Allah is not God because of how they resonate, how they work with it. People come from their complicated state. Humanity is not what we're expressing of being black and white. So we must know what Allah means, our universal perfect peace. You don't look at Allah from someone's weakness, but of the expected, the core, so you can help each other, purifying and healing each other, purifying the body, the soul, and the mind, addressing each other of our reality will help us heal. Let us not abuse God. Let us not abuse peace of mind. Don't abuse perfect peace. Don't say it does not exist. You keep yourself in a jeopardy. God is perfect peace. If you know by character who you don't see, you are able to see them and know them. If you know them only by their names, if you see them, you will not know because their character may put you away from them. Know them by their character, not by their names. Now you have not seen their God. If they say they are walking like their God, how do you even believe them? If I stand and say I'm like my father, I'm a thief, and my father is a pastor, how do I even tell you that that's my father if you don't know my father? You must be able to know what humanity is to be able to identify who my father is supposed to be. That even if my father is a thief and I'm a thief, you'd be like, wait a minute, there is a diagnosis going on. We have to be able to heal each other. And when they say, what do you know about us? Perfect peace. And I'll begin to show you some signals in you before the complication you're calling yourself thieves. You are not thieves. You are perfect peace. It's important for us to heal each other. Some are really lost, a whole family lost, a whole pinky lost. Some have half, some have it all, some don't even have it at all. And you're like, what happened to your pinky? What is pinky? I'm different. You're different. Humans are supposed to have 5 fingers. Um, Roosters have 4 digits. Humans, 5 digits in one hand. When we say that, what do we make the others look like? If it's of character, it resonates. Perfect peace is who we are, not our mistakes. The ice sublimes, water evaporates to perfect peace without falling. No more falling apart. Having compassion on each other should not become a complicated, a depression state, which is why we must be able to ascend and not fall back. So those above not keep looking down, expecting healing, and instead falling because of their compassion, falling down, not understanding why. We have the 5 pillars: faith, shahada, prayer, salah, the alms, zakat, fasting, sawm, and pilgrimage, which is hajj. These 5 pillars must be observed by the Islams, our brothers and sisters, our brethren, our family, our humanity, a piece of our humanity healing according to their own need. Dry skin, you apply lotion. Red skin, you keep it from pressure. Everyone healing accordingly. Yet of perfect peace, the end goal. Perfect peace is the healer, though of different processes or procedures of healing. Should all be of the outcome perfect peace. Fasting with eating and keeping the GI system healthy. You are not fasting but food, but rather having time to have more knowledge of perfect peace, greater than all we learn in school. Focusing on the outcome, the expected outcome, is very, very important, not just only on the means to get there. Taking time to really understand what the end goal is. It's important, like traveling. It is supposed to be a gatehouse, number 12, tall building. You have to know the end goal before you start the journey. Two in one. Very important. Fasting is very important, but healthy fasting. Healthy fasting. A time you sit and think without eating is your fasting. If you eat in the morning and you go to school, and at lunchtime you eat at midday, you fasted for from 8 a.m. to 12. Sometimes you may need more time to study and you find yourself eating at 3 p.m. and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm due for eating. But was that fasting for the reading of expected? We do it even unknowingly, but that when we do it knowingly, it even resonates even more. Understanding what we're doing in this life is very important, using these assistive devices will help us even understand what we're doing automatically without even thinking. It is very important, very, very important. Please let us put this into practice and understand that we are all Muslims having the battlefield of the mind. Whoever we are pointing a finger at, we should be understanding the rest of the fingers are pointing at us. One pointing up, one pointing at them, but three pointing at us. Sometimes we make two to point at them, but the three will always have the greatest fingers pointing back at us. I hope this helps us to reflect this day, what we're understanding of looking at each other, a picture, or either it is a lesson or your awareness of another needing assistance. Yet, it is humanity's lesson that we must be able to work with to expect it. Whatever you see of a mistake, turn it into a lesson for humanity's sake. Thank you all for watching and stay tuned for next Wednesday. Happy Water Day. Peace steals the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace.